Wouldn't it be great if you could create professional book covers for your books in literally seconds? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that. What's up, guys? Dave Jacobson here, best-selling author and book publisher. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy that I've used to create some of my book covers. So without further ado, I'm going to shrink my melon-sized head here. And the first thing we're going to want to do is go over to this website here called Ideogram. Now, I'm going to teach you two different methods of how to create book covers in this video. The first method literally takes seconds, and we're going to leverage this AI tool that I'm showing you. And the second method is more of an advanced technique, but it's going to have some benefits that don't come with this first method. Namely, you'll be able to create consistent characters that you can use for a book series, and you can have a lot more control over your artwork. So first, let's dive into the first method. So once you come to this website, which is located at ideogram.ai, you can log into your account. Once you create it, you can create an account for free, and then you'll click on this canvas tool. Sorry, not the canvas tool, the generate tool. Okay. And then as you can see, I've already generated some of these images prior to our discussion here. So once you're on this page, what you can do is you can put a prompt in here and you can adjust the settings. So I like to, for example, when you click on this little button here, you can change the dimensions, and you're probably going to want to choose 9:16, as that is the closest to your typical book cover. So once you choose that, and the other options, you can explore those as well. You're going to put your prompt in. So I've said a children's book illustrated cover targeting ages 7 through 9 with a girl holding a seashell up to her ear in front of her elementary school. The book title is The Mermaid Recess Club, and it is written by David Jacobson, right? So that's the book title that we're going to use for this particular example, but you can put in whatever book title you want, and then you just click generate. And like that, it's going to start generating images for you. It'll create 4 at a time, and if you're on the free plan like I am, it will take some time to create the images, but literally it doesn't take more than seconds. As you can see, it's already almost generated, 87% complete, and it gives you a little preview here. And then once it finalizes, you'll be able to see the images, and here they are. And I think they look pretty darn good, considering we generated these literally in seconds, right? Now, there's some pros and cons to this. The main pro is that you can generate these book covers in seconds, right? The main disadvantage is that you cannot manipulate them. So let's say you want to add, use the title for this one and the protagonist for this one. Well, you can't mix and match, right? Once you regenerate, it's going to give you random new generations. So while this is a great method for just getting quick and dirty book covers, it doesn't give you full control over your artwork. So that is when this advanced technique comes into play. So now I'm going to show you the second method, and this is the method that I use. So I come here first to Ideogram to get inspiration, and I look at what I like about some of these options, right? And for example, I like this style of image over here, this last one on the right. So now I want to go to a second tool, which is called Firefly, and this is created by a company called Adobe. And the beauty of this tool here is that it gives you a lot more control. You come over here, and then once you create an account, then you'll be able to generate images. And these are some images I've already created. You can see I've created a beach. But what you want to do is you want to scroll down here to this reference section right under styles, and you want to hike up the strength and the visual intensity, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the images that you like the style of from the Ideogram inspiration tool, and you're going to download it. So the way you would do that here is you click on this the 3 dots here, hover over download, or click on it, and then it's going to allow you to download the image. Then we're going to go back over to Adobe Firefly, and you're going to upload the image that you just downloaded, right? in this section under styles for your reference. And what that is going to tell Adobe Firefly to do is it's basically going to take the style of that image, because remember that's what I liked about it, and you're going to be able to apply that to your images. So then what we're going to do is we're going to create a prompt, which I've already done ahead of time. And my prompt is illustration of a girl with brown eyes, glasses, a button nose, brown straight long hair, a blue skirt, and black shoes. We see her full body with a white background. And so what we're using this tool to do is we're taking inspiration from Ideogram and we're using it to make our protagonist character, right? And so you can see we've got some images here, and a couple of them look very similar to one another, right? This is basically the same girl. And that's important because now we can manipulate this in the future. And let's say we want to use this kind of girl, right, that we've just created a prompt for, but we want to, in a future series or a book in the series, we want to give her a different style dress. Well, we can easily do that, right, by using this tool. I'm going to upscale this image, which just means I'm going to create a high resolution version of it, and then I'm going to download it. Okay, so that's sent to my downloads. Now I'm going to use a different prompt here, which is illustration of an elementary school. There is no one in the image, just the school after school is over, right? And so it's going to use that same reference photo that I uploaded from Ideogram. And it's going to give me basically the same style, but now we're going to create an image of the elementary school for the background. And so I'm going to put all these pieces together in a moment using Photoshop. So you can see we've created some pictures of the elementary school. I like this one. I'm going to upscale it and I'm going to download it. So there, I've got my background, elementary school, and I've got my protagonist character who I want in the image. Now I'm going to go over to Photoshop and I'm going to make use of those images that I just downloaded. First, I'm going to put my elementary school in here, which, as you can see, is perfect for a book cover background for a chapter book, which is what we're writing. Now I'm going to take my protagonist, who I've created here, right? And I'm going to insert her into the image. Now I've got to do a little bit of work on her to remove the background because we don't want that white in the image, right? And by the way, this is not a Photoshop tutorial that I'm giving you, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here on how to do this. But you can find out everything you need to learn about Photoshop. One of the great things about it is you can actually learn how to do it online yourself with like YouTube, similar to how you're teaching yourself here how to do this. But what I'm doing is I'm basically removing the background, right? And I've got to rasterize the image in order to do that. So I'm going to rasterize the image. And now I just have this weird shadow, which I'm also going to get rid of really quickly here. You can obviously hire somebody to do this. And actually, I do know some people could potentially help you. So reach out, DM me. I think my information is on my page, on the subscribe page, if you want some help with it. But essentially, you can teach yourself to do this yourself, which is absolutely fantastic. And, you know, as I said, it doesn't take that much skill, I don't think, to be able to do this quality of work. And I'm just doing a quick and dirty here because obviously I don't need to make this perfect for the purposes of this tutorial. But I want to make it look pretty good because I want to show you the quality of work you can do with this method. And I think you're going to like it. So there, we're pretty much done getting rid of the weirdness around her. And now we've got our character. And I'm going to turn the background back on. Okay. Now I'm going to shrink the character a little bit because she's way too big for this image, in my opinion. Put her right about there, right? And so now we've got the startings of a credible book cover. Now I can go back to Ideogram and I can look through these different title sections and see which ones I like, right? And then once you find the one that you like, right, you can download that particular image, and then you can come back to Photoshop And again, you can drag and drop whatever one that you liked into your image here, right? So now we got our title. And so what you can do is isolate that title section where it says the Mermaid Recess Club, right? And I'm not going to bore you with that because I don't, this video would be too long, but you can see that I've done a couple of them myself. And this is the one that I like, right? So I isolated it by removing everything around it in Photoshop. Now I've got my title that was in my title section, which was inspired again by Ideogram. I'm going to add my author name here at the bottom by David Jacobson. I don't like the font, so what we're going to do is we're going to use this font that I downloaded ahead of time called Mermaid Babies, which is probably fitting for this particular book cover. Now you can hardly read it, so we're going to add a stroke to it. And I don't like purple. I'm going to make the stroke black. Now we've got our title. Now she's kind of in the way, right? So I'm going to move her up a little bit. Now, if you want, you can do some advanced techniques like I can show you right here. So I'm going to duplicate her. I'm going to turn her upside down. The duplicate layer, I'm going to flip vertically. I'm going to shrink it down and move it down, or not going to shrink it. I'm going to move it down, put it behind the other layer. Then I'm going to put a color overlay on it, which will make it black. And then I will reduce the opacity to say around 27%. Now she's got a shadow. Look at that, folks. That is a professional cover looking cover in my opinion, that I think that my name is a little bit too big. We're going to shrink that down a little bit. But we made this in minutes using some powerful software. And the beauty of this is, let's say we want to create a series, right? So unlike the version we did in Ideogram where you had no control over it, let's say we want to create a series where in book 2, our character, our protagonist remains the same. And you can go back to Firefly, and because we've taken advantage of the style and reference tool, we can use different versions of this girl for book 2. We can give her a different dress. We can even make her into a mermaid maybe on the beach, but you get the idea. That's pretty much how it's done, guys. So with that said, if you got any value out of this video, please consider subscribing and like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.